FLRMOON family, thanks for stopping by. First and foremost, I wanted to thank all of you guys, all the people who watch my YouTube videos, all of my followers on X. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. I've been making some big headway on getting engagements on X and really kind of getting the word out there. I post a lot on X, especially what we're going to be going over today on my video. It took me 10 hours to compile all of this data. I know my videos can be pretty long, so I think what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start packing kind of a brief summary into the beginning of the videos and then go into a longer form for the people who want that, who want to hear me, use my mind and kind of walk you through things using critical thinking and just kind of connecting the dots for you as well while you're seeing what I'm looking at, how I'm researching things and all of that. My handle on X is FLRMOON, same as my YouTube, okay? FLRMOON dot, which is spelled out, D-O-T, XYZ. So FLRMOON, D-O-T, XYZ. Go follow me on X. When you watch my videos, if you find them informative, please repost them and tag me in them so I can follow you guys too. I'm really striving to create a community where everyone, first of all, is respectful. I do not tolerate any trolls. I don't tolerate any disrespect to other people. I want us to all be able to have civil discourse, respectful discussions, share ideas, and kind of bounce them off of each other, right? That's how we grow. That's how we gain knowledge. And moreover, that's just how we could be good people to each other. And we need a lot more of that in this world. What I discovered was, this is my whole post. I come with receipts. I got all the links and everything here, right? What I discovered is right here. 27 out of 37 FedNow certified service providers are Ripple partners or are partnered with Ripple partners, okay? Once again, 27 out of 37 service providers for FedNow, which is our new system that we're moving towards, okay? They've already implemented it in a lot of ways, and they have, I think it's 1,216 banks that are active participants. They have 37 certified service providers, which are the people who are providing the software, the treasury management systems. 79% of them have Ripple connections. And I'm not saying that they're directly partnered with them, but if they aren't directly partnered with Ripple, they have partners who are directly partnered with Ripple, which means that Ripple's supplying their partners who supply them with the software and treasury management systems. Ripple's the one doing it. So this whole time, we've been thinking, why hasn't Ripple been doing anything in the United States? And we've seen just, a handful of partnerships and things come out. It's a lot more than a handful in the US, realistically, but it's been mostly overseas. Even Brad Garlinghouse has said himself, 95% of their business is overseas. So that means 95% of all of the customers, all of the partnerships, everything that we've seen is overseas. And then I stumble upon this. 79% of those service providers have connections to Ripple. It's massive. Here's the list right here, okay? And I got this directly from the FedNow's website. You can go there, you can look at the service providers. I provide all of the links so that you guys can go in and look at all of this. This is why I want you to go follow me on X. This is why I want you to go share all of this and share my videos and get this word out, because people don't understand how connected Ripple is to everything. I've found over the 5-6 years that I've been watching Ripple develop their business relationships that there is never more than 3 degrees of separation. Meaning there's one company, if they're not partnered with Ripple, their partners are. If they're not, always their third partners. There's always someone in here is connected to Ripple, okay? So 3 degrees of separation at the most. I'm like stumbling over my words because it keeps getting me excited talking about it. It blows my mind, right? So all of these that are highlighted in green that you see on your screen, every single one of them, Ripple, all right? Every single one of them. So I went through every single one. What I did is after I, type in the name, I'd put Ripple partnership and I would Google search that. And then I would look at all of, you know, any articles, anything that would pop up. And I'll show you my actual post here so you can see what I'm talking about. Here's the links to the FedNow and the Faster Payments Council that Ripple is an advising member of. And then the Faster Payments Task Force, which has Ripple listed under the Faster Payment Solutions proposals. Link for that too. And then let's go with this first one here, okay? ACI Worldwide. So I would type in ACI Worldwide Ripple Partnership. And then I would look and I would see if they have any direct partnerships, which, I mean, this one's easy to find. It's all over the place and they have Ripple listed in tons of their stuff. But there was other ones that were kind of harder to find. So what I would do is then I would go to their actual website. I would go to like this next one, right? I would go to their website, look at their partners, and then from there, I would see if their partners were partnered with Ripple. 79%. 79% of this list, Ripple partners, or their partners are Ripple partners. So you can't look at this stuff and think that there's no way that Ripple is connected, right? Because the proof is here. I have it here, right? I can show you guys it. I spent so long doing that, going to the Google search, pulling out the articles, reading over the articles, verifying those articles, making sure that they were actually legit. All right, so what I wrote was 27 out of 37 FedNow certified service providers are Ripple partners or are partnered with Ripple partners. FedNow aims to integrate 10,000 banks and institutions. 10,000 banks and institutions. They have, it's 1,216, and I'll show you that here too, okay? So I always say in my videos that Ripple has gone down for a top-down integration with their business model, right? Targeting the software and treasury management providers to integrate into thousands of banks and institutions compared to partnering with each of them individually, which makes sense. It is the fastest and most efficient way for them to do this. They partner with one company who has, you know, hundreds of subsidiaries underneath them. And you don't have to take my word for it because, once again, I've provided receipts for you to go look. It says right here, for example, SBI Holdings said of their partnership with Ripple when they created SBI Ripple Asia. Participants of RippleNet, which uses distributed ledger technology, DLT, can directly connect with financial institutions with a single API and instantly and reliably transfer money in more than 40 currencies to more than 70 countries. SBI Holdings has 240 subsidiaries alone. Okay? So that's one company. They went for the top, right? They have a partnership with the top, and they have 240 subsidiaries underneath them. Now, keep in mind that FedNow would never publicly list a company currently under lawsuit for security sales such as Ripple is currently, right? Even though they're winning their case, not until it's fully settled. So on paper, they still can't really touch them because they're still technically in litigation. That also means that any of these companies that have NDAs or anything like that, guess what? They're not going to announce it or come out and say, yeah, we're using Ripple and we're using XRP and we're doing all this other stuff, not only because of the legal ramifications of the NDAs, but because they don't want to push that to their customers until it is black and white, completely done, and they know they have no legal headaches to worry about. Okay? This is just them playing the fence here, making sure they're covering their bases and that they're not, you know, exposing themselves to getting a lawsuit similar to what Ripple did. We already know that Ripple has won the biggest part of their case, but it's not settled yet, right? The SEC is still trying to just kind of drag them through the mud and slow the wheels here as much as they can. But the fact that they're partnered with 79 institutions or 79% of the service providers for FedNow, which is once again going to be the entire new system that all these banks are going to run on, partnering with the Federal Reserve and handling all their overnight transactions and even during the day and everything, right? 79% of them is massive. And that's with Ripple being under a lawsuit still. Imagine once Ripple is not. Imagine the 95% of business and partnerships that are outside of the United States. Okay? If FedNow is going to integrate 10,000 banks, that's their goal. It literally, they say that, and I can show you. If that is what they're going to do, that is pretty much the entire like financial system in the United States. And once again, Ripple's partnered with 80% of them, or they're partnered with partners of them. So it's all there. You just have to use some critical thinking and do some digging, and there it is. So in 2023, FedNow provides a list of 57 early adopter organizations, including financial institutions and service providers that have completed certification in the FedNow service. This has now grown to over 142 providers and over 1,216 live participants, with the aim of reaching 10,000 banks and institutions. I'm going to show you the SBI Asia here so you can actually see it for yourself. Right here, it says it. This is where I literally quoted directly from their site. Transfer money in more than 40 currencies to more than 70 countries. And you can even see here how much they have, what they paid. The split, SBI is 60, Ripple Labs is 40, okay? And then from there, I went and did digging, and I was like, okay, how many subsidiaries does SBI actually have? Well, it's not hard to find either. So once again, just some more Google searches and reading through a few articles, you find it. So let's open the Federal Reserve news here. And here's another link for you. And it has all of this information that you can go and read for yourself. Once again, I quoted directly from what they're saying. And then this is just more, this is all kind of older, because even right here it says 15 service providers, but like I said, they're already up to 37. And then, so we'll just keep going through this. I want to draw your attention to the most important part, because almost every single one of these service providers that's here, and almost, I mean, a very big portion of all of the banks that are live participants or are on their list of banks and institutions they plan to incorporate and work into the FedNow system, they all sit on the same committees with Ripple. And there's two major ones, okay? It's the U.S. Faster Payments Council, where Ripple is an advising member of that, okay? And then the Faster Payments Task Force. So let's go look at the Faster Payments Council. I gave you guys direct links, so it's very, very easy for you to see. Right here, James Selleck, Ripple, Faster Payments Council Board Advisory Group. Advisory group, meaning they're advising them. And let's just look at some of these names here, okay? BNY, Target Corporation, Jack Henry's a big one. Jack Henry is like connected to so much stuff I didn't even know. But they're like partners with almost all of the people that are in that list. So technology provider, that's what they're under, right? And then we have Ripple sitting right next to them advising these people. Let's keep going through it. Walmart, Netflix, Bankers Bank, we have the Clearinghouse is probably the biggest one that's here, okay? The Clearinghouse is comprised of a massive amount of banks, and like all of the biggest ones in the United States. They participate with this. They run payments through the Clearinghouse and everything, okay? Payment network operator is what they're classified under. So the Clearinghouse here is literally working shoulder to shoulder with Ripple. And if you go do research on the Clearinghouse, which I've have in my other videos, they're huge, like the biggest one on here for sure. And if you go look at the partners in the Clearinghouse, you'll find that almost all of them have some ties to Ripple as well, with a few that are literally directly partnered with Ripple, and they have spoken about them, put out, lots of different literature on them. the partnerships are very direct, and the ones that they are partnered with, like Accenture and stuff that's on there, Bank of America, they process so many payments for the clearinghouse, and they're a huge part of it. But once again, direct ties to Ripple. Let's look at the board advisory group here. JP Morgan Chase is on there. JP Morgan Chase working alongside Ripple. NASDAQ Verifin. These guys here, to be honest, I missed this when I was doing my research. I couldn't find any direct relationships to NASDAQ Verifin anywhere on the internet, but here it is. They're on the advisory group with Ripple. These guys are partnered with a ton of people. Out of that list of 37, we have Volante Technologies as a direct Ripple partner, ACI Worldwide, Ripple Partnerships, right? Open Payment Network. I mean, these, almost all of these companies here, Goldman Sachs, most of these people are on this other list here, this one. Most of them are on there. Look, Open Payment Network right here. We have Volante Technologies. FIS is another big one. They're not on the Faster Payments Council, but then you have ACI and all of these other ones. So you can see that just from them working side by side with each other, that these tentacles of RippleNet are everywhere already. Okay, we're going to go through and just read each of these one by one. So you can go and look at this post on X. I'm going to put it in the description so that you guys have a direct link to it so you can follow me. And so you can also read over all of this and check it out yourself. But ACI Worldwide. ACI supports 9% of global SWIFT traffic. So 9% of global SWIFT traffic. They say SWIFT does in value. They are just a messaging system, but the transfers that they help facilitate because of their SWIFT messaging system is estimated to be between $5 trillion to $10 trillion a day that is sent over this. So ACI processes 9% of that, and 30% of the United States market. 30% from this one person. ACI also supports real-time schemes around the world, meaning that any bank can use real-time payment systems to support SWIFT, FIN, GPI, DLT, and they specifically say e.g. Ripple, right? They don't say e.g. Bitcoin or e.g. ETH or e.g. anything else. They call out Ripple specifically, wire and immediate payments. Then we have Alacrity. Partners include the Clearinghouse, comprised of a lot of Ripple partners, Amazon Web Services, Ripple Partnership, U.S. Faster Payments Council is a collaboration with Ripple, partnered with Jack Henry. See below for Ripple connections. So I'll show you here. So then this is what I was doing, just going through each of these, seeing who's a Ripple partner, who's not. Fiserv connections to Ripple. So Aptus Solutions, partnered with the U.S. Faster Payments Council, which Ripple is an advisor on, partnered with Jack Henry. BNY Mellon, we just saw them too, right? Head of Digital Assets leaves to join Ripple. Ripple submits proposal to help them ICO their own coin, which we can assume they would have had run on the XRPL. Remember, everything sent on the XRPL goes through XRP. CNM Software, LLC, partnered with the Clearinghouse. And then it says right here, leveraging the availability of FedNow, which directly covers approximately 6,000 financial institutions in the USA and indirectly reaches an additional 7,000 through correspondent banking systems. So correspondent banking systems, meaning overseas cross-border payments. And then another quote from them, all that is needed is the adoption of the payer and pay to FedNow or a clearinghouse approved by CNM Software. So very easy on RippleNet. It's just the API plugin, and then all of a sudden they're connected. We have CGI, Ripple partner. CGI then partnered with two major Canadian banks, the Bank of Montreal and the Bank of Canada. Once again, here's a link. This is directly from Ripple. So here it is on Ripple's website. COCC Inc., partnered with FIS, and then that's a Ripple partner. So we can keep going through all of these. This is exactly what I did, going through, searching. I mean, you can see all these partners that these people have here, right? There's FIS, Fiserv. You'll find like all of these partners and all of these companies have a lot of the same partners. So it really is super easy to make the connection that if we go through this whole list and all of them are partnered with like 2 or 3 of the same partners, which as we get towards the bottom, you'll see that they are, it would be very, very easy to assume that because most of those partners have direct or indirect partnerships with these companies, and they clearly just stay within inside of their little circle of partnerships based off of what is here. Again, this is just facts and receipts, and you can go look for yourself. Based off of that, it is super easy to assume that they would continue to stay within their circle of providers and be partnered with Ripple. So when you see that some of them have 2 or 3 Ripple partners as their partners, like there's no way that they're partners who are helping them go through business and all of this stuff and helping them grow their business and, you know, providing value to each other. There's no way that they wouldn't let them know, hey, we're switching over to this new software. RippleNet seems like it's going to be really good and faster. It's going to be cheaper than what we're using. We'll be able to send messages in real time. We'll be able to send money in real time. We can also tokenize assets on it and do all of this other stuff that we currently can't do. There's literally no business that would go, no, I'm just going to continue using the slower one, that the Swift, right? That doesn't actually send any money, but just allows me to message you guys and also costs me a lot of money. It's actually more expensive, but I'm just going to stay with that one. The more expensive and slower version of this technology, that's what I'm going to stick with. In what world? In what world does that happen, right? DCI. This one is really interesting, okay? MIT DCI runs a Ripple validator node. So the Institute of Technology runs a Ripple validator node. DCI is partnered with the Federal Reserve of Boston. David Schwartz, the CTO of Ripple, David Schwartz works closely and participates in events with MIT FinTech, which is tied into MIT, which MIT runs these initiatives on DCI and FinTech. The Federal Reserve of Boston has referenced Ripple in their study paper in 2014. ECS Fin, Ripple partner, direct Ripple partner, list Ripple in their IMS hub. IMS supports connectivity to SWIFT, SEPA, real-time schemes. SEPA, by the way, is the European SWIFT, like payment network and what they're using over there. CHIPS, which is here in the US, Fedwire, ACH, Ripple, and blockchain for sending and receiving financial messages. So once again, there it is from them themselves saying Ripple by name. Finastra. This is a huge one. Finastra is also very, very big. Ripple partner. And Finastra have teamed up to offer Ripple's blockchain technology through Finastra's payment solutions to support faster cross-border payments. So this one, just to show you guys, bam, 2019. For the full announcement, visit the Ripple website here. Okay, so this is from Finastra, and they have a link to Ripple's actual website for you to check it out. FIS, Ripple partner, direct Ripple partner. So let's go into this one again. You can go through here, look at, just look at, a lot of times what I look at for these guys is when you look at these infographics, you'll see a lot of the correlation between them and Ripple. So this pulls up a PDF, and you can continue to go through this as well and look over this. They have it right here, RippleNet, right? And it talks about Ripple and their blockchain. And then if you literally look up FIS Ripple partnership, it's there too. Finzly, this one I thought also was interesting. Finzly has 6 listed partners. 3 of 6 are Ripple partners. So half of theirs are Ripple partners. Partnered with Amazon Web Services, which is a Ripple partner. Partnered with PCBB. PCBB is a liquidity provider of FedNow. PCBB helped found the Faster Payments Council and works shoulder to shoulder with Ripple. Partnered with Corpay, which is partnered with Ripple. Partnered with Thought Machine, which is partnered with TransferGo, and TransferGo is a Ripple partner. And they're also partnered with Jack Henry. And then Jack Henry's down below. We're getting there to that one. Fiserv Solutions, partnered with Visa, MasterCard, and the Clearinghouse. All three have direct and indirect partnerships with Ripple. Visa and MasterCard have direct relationships with Ripple. The Clearinghouse, comprised of hundreds and hundreds of banks and thousands that use their services, like thousands and thousands that use their services. So Visa and MasterCard have direct partnerships. The Clearinghouse has a good amount of Ripple partnerships that make up the Clearinghouse. But the Clearinghouse does have a lot more that don't have direct partnerships to Ripple. But the software providers that the Clearinghouse uses are direct Ripple partners. So therefore, the software providers providing software and services to all of the thousands of banks that they have are Ripple partners directly. Form 3, partnered with MasterCard, Ripple partnership. Partnered with Barclays. Barclays and Ripple invested in a startup together to leverage XRP. So Barclays and Ripple started SendFriend together. They invested it together. So another partnership, right? That is a business partnership. FPS Gold. FPS Gold is partnered with Corpay. Corpay comprised of mostly Ripple partnerships, okay? IPT Apps partnered with FIS and Fiserv. Then I have FIS and Fiserv above we just went through, and then Jack Henry, which we're getting to right here. Jack Henry, look at this one. Partnered with Alacrity, Aptus, Finsley, IPT Apps, Temenos Group, and Metallicus. All have Ripple connections or partnerships. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people that Jack Henry is partnered with that have Ripple connections. Open Payment Network. Founding sponsor of Faster Payments Council, which means they work side by side with Ripple and Ripple is advising them. So they were one of the founding sponsors of this, which means that they helped choose Ripple to come onto the advisory board. It's also integrated with the Clearinghouse, which is full of Ripple partners. Magic Writer, partnered with Fiserv. Fiserv has Ripple connections. Metallicus, partnered with Fiserv, Jack Henry, and Temenos. All have Ripple connections listed in the post. Temenos being probably the biggest one there because Temenos is really, really well established globally in the payment software industry. NARMI, partnered FIS, Jack Henry, Fiserv, and COCC. NetXD, partnered with Visa, MasterCard, and integrated with the Clearinghouse. All have Ripple connections and partnerships. When you look at NetXD's website, it also is almost the same exact model laid out in Ripple infographics. So I'll show you this one. I mean, these, you really have to look at the pictures. All of these people like to use almost the same layout of everything that we've seen Ripple post in any literature of how RippleNet connects all of them, which is like one central ledger, a direct API connection, and it connects all of these payment channels, right? So it says right here, data warehouse, accounts, CRM, which is, customer requisition management, and then you have legacy core, and it all connects to this ledger, to digital onboarding of new customers, and then that connects to FedWire, FedNow, Pulse, Natcha, MasterCard, the Clearinghouse, and Visa. Okay, so Visa, MasterCard, direct Ripple partnerships, FedNow, 79% of the service providers, Ripple partnerships, the Clearinghouse, Ripple partnerships. Are you guys getting the point? Do you see it? I've probably said partner more than I've ever said it in my entire life here. We're going to go into Temenos because Temenos is huge. Ripple partner, also integrated into multiple core payment networks in the US and abroad. Temenos is also partnered with Accenture, Microsoft, IBM, all Ripple partners. Once again, you can go verify this. Temenos T4 core banking technology integrates Ripple. Okay, it's all here for you guys. Payfinia, a Typhone company. Payfinia is part of Typhone. Payfinia launched the instant payment exchange Look at how exchange is spelled. X change, okay? No E. And with the X capitalized, they're making it clear, the X. So IPX, which is integrated into FedNow and the clearinghouse. The infographic for IPX looks exactly like Ripple's infographics and API use cases. Typhone is partnered with Jack Henry. So Typhone's the owner of Payfinia. Typhone is partnered with Jack Henry, FIS, Visa, and Fiserv, all of which have Ripple partnerships or connections. Remember, top-down integration. 25. Vertify Software, partnered with Typhone, and Typhone's partnered with Ripple Partners. Fiserv and Fintellect. Fintellect is partnered with Fiserv, the Federal Reserve System, FIS, and Jack Henry. So Fintellect, which is Vertify Software, as partner and business partner here, is partnered I keep saying it, it's just making me laugh. Fiserv, the Federal Reserve System, FIS, and Jack Henry. Visa. This one is pretty mind-blowing if you guys haven't known this. A lot of it is old news, but sometimes that just gets lost, in translation. A lot of people don't spread a lot of this old news, especially people who have been in the XRP scene for a long time. This came out a long time ago, a while ago anyways, and it's just kind of some people forget to mention it. But this one is huge. Visa had bought 2 companies from Ripple, directly. Earthport for $250 million. Earthport is partnered directly with Bank of America. And I'm going to read you 3 quotes here from Earthport, okay? Earthport, which provides cross-border payment services to banks and businesses, has been partners with Ripple, the blockchain-based payment network, since 2015. Earthport's clients include Ripple, Bank of America, Hyperwallet, TransferWise, Payoneer, and Japan Post Bank. The API not only provides access to the Ripple ecosystem, but also offers access to the wide array of payment networks that Earthport offers in over 200 countries. A couple of things to notice here. How it says the API not only provides access to the Ripple ecosystem. That means it's a simple download and plugin, and they instantly have access to the Ripple ecosystem, to RippleNet. That's why this is so groundbreaking, and it kind of falls on deaf ears a lot of times with people because they don't understand that every bank, every country, every institution could just download and plug in this API, and they can do business with banks they have never done business with before. Imagine the possibilities with that, especially since it lists here offers in over 200 countries. All of these countries could then have a say in the world and what happens, and it's no longer, it takes away it just being the USA, the EU, and the UK dictating who gets on and off of SWIFT. With Ripple's ledger and the consensus protocol that they have, all of these payment providers will want to run a payment node, a validator node, because it'll help streamline all of their payments and help make everything process faster, which means that all banks and institutions and countries will actually have a say in voting people on and off the XRPL, and they have to reach an 80% consensus. So that means we could have third world and second world countries actually having a voice again in the world, instead of just being bullied, if that is the choice that we wanted to make, right? That alone it's groundbreaking, and it's something that has never been done before. So we're talking about a true democracy throughout the entire world. Instead of the US just saying, yeah, we're going to kick someone off of SWIFT because they have sanctions on them and we don't like them anymore. It'd be like, nope, let's see if the world thinks that they did something bad enough to be kicked off of SWIFT. Let's see if the world thinks that we should put those sanctions in place there. Let's see if the world thinks we should crush their economy or not. So that means that people will be more motivated to stay in line and to all help each other and to really try to bring global prosperity, because if they don't fall in line with what the 80% of people are thinking, they're off the network, and they are they're in a worse position then than they would be currently getting kicked off the SWIFT system. So let's go into the second company that Visa has bought directly from Ripple. Currency Cloud for $900 million. Visa paid Ripple $900 million for a company. Currency Cloud. This is a direct quote from them. Currency Cloud is a global platform that enables banks and fintechs to provide innovative foreign exchange solutions for cross-border payments. Huge. So that's Visa. Two companies they've bought for a total of basically $1.1 billion they bought directly from Ripple. $1.15 billion. Volante Technologies, and this is the last one. Volante Technologies is partnered with Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, U.S. Faster Payments Council, SWIFT, Accenture, Deloitte, and Ripple. So Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, U.S. Faster Payments Council, SWIFT, Accenture, Deloitte, and Ripple. All of them Ripple partners, all of them integrated. And I mean, these are all actually direct Ripple partnerships too. So Volante Technology is comprised of mostly direct Ripple connections. Then I write here, I hope everyone understands the magnitude of what this means. The FedNow aims to have 10,000 banks and institutions on board. That is in the USA alone. And once again, the top-down integration. We can go down through their partners. It says right here on Volante. Volante alone can bring Ripple's technology to some of the biggest companies in the world. And here it is right here. There are other ones, right? Accenture, Deloitte, both direct Ripple partnerships. Then I talk about, once again, reiterating the 95% of the business outside of the country. If this is, not even 5% of their business, if 5% of their business is the United States and they've already partnered with 79% of all of the service providers for our Federal Reserve's new payment system, imagine what the 95% of partners and businesses around the rest of the world look like. Because they've already cornered the market in the United States and no one noticed. They've done all of this under a lawsuit. They've done all of this under scrutiny from the SEC, paying $150 million in lawyer fees. And in the meantime, they have been making deals with all of these people and getting all of these people to start using their technology and to try it out and to either partner directly with them, or they've gone after the service providers of these companies. Absolutely massive. There's no way that you can deny it. It's there. And you can go look at all of these links. You can spend all of the time. I provide a whole nother post right underneath it that has even more URLs. I went through and I provided 2 or 3 for almost every single one of them. I actually had to delete a bunch of them because it said I hit my maximum for URLs on the post. I didn't even know that was possible. And it's just, you can't even wrap your mind around it. And this is stuff that no one else has seen or brought to anyone else's attention. It's stuff that I specifically put together. No one else has made these connections. It's there for the people who look. That Ripple is always no more than 3 degrees of separation away in partnerships, whether it's other countries or whether it's here in the United States. Ripple actually today just announced as well that they just got their first partnership in Portugal. So now we're in another country, on top of all of these service providers having access to all of the rest of the countries in the world. So you continue to see Ripple partnerships and Ripple business dealings in every single corner of the world, in every single country, in every single major bank and financial institution. Wow, right? Just wow. You can't even fathom how much money is going to go through RippleNet. The utility of RippleNet and the utility of RLUSD and XRP is unmatched. This is why I say utility over everything. This is why I say all of the money. This is why I say XRP is the standard. Do you see Bitcoin partnered with any of these people? Do you see Bitcoin or Ethereum integrating their payment solutions with members of the FedNow? No, you don't. You see Ripple doing it. You don't see anyone else doing what Ripple has done. You don't see anyone else with the reach that Ripple has. It is and always has been Ripple and XRP. That has never changed in my mind. And after seeing this, after discovering this over the weekend, I have never been more sure in my life that I was right. All those years I told my family what was going to happen. I was right. And now we can actually go and verify all of these partnerships 5 years later. Now it's starting to come out. They don't move money fast. They don't make these decisions lightly. The Federal Reserve definitely does not make these decisions lightly. And the fact that Ripple is sitting on these councils and being advisory board members to the Bank of International Settlements and the International Monetary Fund and our Federal Reserve and tons of central banks in other countries, it is undeniable. Anyone who tells you otherwise has not done enough research. It's that simple. Anyone who says Bitcoin is the answer to all of this, Bitcoin running on the XRPL is the answer to some, maybe, but everything will run on the XRPL. All the settlements, all of the derivatives, all of that. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all of you. Just remember that XRP is the standard. Don't believe anything else. If someone tells you otherwise, send them this post. Send them some of my videos. I always come with the receipts. I always show you guys this stuff. I always show you the links. I show you how I find the information, because that way no one can deny it. No one can say it's speculation. No one can say there's no facts, because you can look it up and find for yourself. Know what you hold. Know the value of what you hold. Thank you guys. I love you all. God bless you all. I wish you all good fortune in life. I hope your crypto bags are full, and I hope they stay full. And I'll catch you on the next one.